Welcome to my channel where we discuss all issues that concern our nation, especially the upcoming presidential election in 2023. If you have been following the news, one of the trending stories was by the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peterobi, where he vowed in one of his speaking engagements in the United States to enlighten, educate, and inform Nigerian diaspora around the world, including United States and Europe, about the upcoming presidential election and what it holds for the country. In one of his stopover engagements in the United States, Mr. Peter Obi made profound statement that is still being talked about, and I think it will be talked about for a long time to come. He said that he cannot steal Nigeria's money because he is richer than the President of the United States of America. And I will go further to educate we Nigerians on what he meant by that, because some people are just looking at it literally. But what the news organizations are carrying is that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has stated that he cannot steal Nigeria's money if he becomes president in 2023 because he's richer than the President of the United States, Joe Biden. The former Anambra State governor made the assertion in a Twitter on Sunday, insisting that he was way richer than Biden, who is worth $8.9 million because God has overblessed him. In the video where Obi is seen addressing a crowd of supporters in an event in the United States, Obi said, and I quote, "If I take public money that I'm not entitled to, God should punish my children and me, not because of anything, but because God gave me enough." I said to people, President Biden is worth $8.9 million. Why should somebody like me steal public money when I am richer than the American president? I'm already overblessed by God. We just need to develop our country. I'm not looking for a private jet, sophisticated house, or to build a house in America, or to buy a house in America, because I can't live in America. What we are doing is not about normal politics or contesting elections. That's the end of quote by Mr. Peterobi. He said that if you steal public money, takes what he's not entitled to, that God should punish him and his children. That is a serious vow to be honest, to serve Nigeria with all his strength, without touching Nigeria's money, without looting Nigeria's money. If you know the history of Nigeria, Nigeria is a country that has been crippled by corruption, by primitive accumulation of wealth by leaders, by stealing. As I talk to you now, over $5 billion have been returned to this country, stolen by late head of state, Sani Abacha. So many of the Nigeria's commonwealth are in the pockets of few individuals. But Mr. Peterobi want to mark a paradigm shift from what we know Nigeria for. And he has made a vow that he will not touch Nigeria's money. And if you see Mr. Peterobi, you know that he's a man that is contented with what God has given him. Now, I've watched the video where he said these things. And in fact, if you watch that video, I'll try and get the link of that video so that you can, and put it under this video so that you can watch it. You see that he made references to certain issues about transparency. Because like what he said there, he said, look, I told somebody that the President of the United States is worth $8.9 million. And look at me, from a third world country, I'm way richer than that. Why should I steal public money? He said, if he had to touch public's money that is not entitled to, that God should punish him and his children. He said, because God has already given him his fair share, more than his fair share of the resources of the earth. He said, then why do somebody like me, if I, from a third world country, could be richer than the President of the United States of America, touch public's money? He said, I don't need anything anymore. I don't need a big house. I don't need a private jet. He said, I don't need a sophisticated house. This is a man with the spirit of contentment. He is not in competition. He is not going to be in competition that he wants to be richer than Dangote. He wants to be richer than Adenoga. He's not on that kind of me. He is contented with what God has given him. And he felt that God has even given him more than enough. That it will be tantamount to a crime for him to touch public's money that he is not entitled to. What he's saying, that it will be a sin against God if he is to touch public's money. And then the consequences of God's damnation should be upon him and his family if he does that. I will tell you another import of what Peterobi said. But before I go into that, if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button. Hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, the import of what Peterobi did and said is that Nigeria's money will be safe under his administration. And Peterobi will not touch Nigeria's money, and he will not allow anybody to touch Nigeria's money without the money being budgeted for a purpose. So when you have a leader who is contented, who will not steal public's money, you can be sure that development of the country will be his paramount pursuit. And that's what Peterobi is saying. It is the development of the country. And he wanted to show a new brand of politics from what we know before, where people come to politics for primitive accumulation of wealth. Then you ask yourself another question. How many of those who are competing with him for the 2023 presidency of Nigeria could come out and say this? Can Tinubu come out and say this? Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress. Can Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, come out and say this? And if they say it, will it be believable? Going by their antecedents, going by their previous record, going by what Nigerians know and perceive about them. If Atiku come and say that he will not touch Nigeria's money that is rich, will Nigerians believe him? If Tinubu come out and say the same thing, will Nigerians believe them? Why Nigerians will not believe them is very simple. These are people who use their primitively acquired wealth to literally steal the presidential tickets of their various political parties, in the sense that they use money, dollars. There was dollar rain in these two candidates' emergence. They literally bought over the ticket. And they know, Nigerians know that they are not doing it for public good. Nobody will spend millions of dollars just because he wants to serve Nigeria, to bribe delegates. And you think that he will not come to reimburse himself, to acquire more assets of the government, to buy more assets of the government, to use his position as president and commander-in-chief to enrich himself more. If you want to serve, you do not have to make the kind of high stake that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar made just to become president of Nigeria. Because to be president is to serve. But these people, you can see, they literally impose themselves on their party and now are seeking to impose themselves on the country. At the end of the day, it is the country that will suffer the consequences, because we know that the problem of Nigeria is basically that of corruption and poor leadership. Peterobi has shown that he has what it takes in terms of being transparent to Nigerians. He has shown that he has the capacity, he has the energy, he has the strength, he has the good health to be able to drive Nigeria. And he will do it with all honesty. That cannot be said. The same cannot be said about those who are competing with him, especially the PDP and APC presidential candidates. But what is surprising is that some Nigerians are still looking at some of these people to salvage them when they know their history, the history of their emergence. I think that what Peterobi said should close the race right now. If Nigeria is a country that really want to move forward, if Nigerian people are really a thinking people that want to get out from the rat race that it is right now, whereby the country is weighed down by indebtedness, collapsed economy, social unrest, and the overrun of many parts of the country by insurgents and bandits. The race should be over by the kind of statement that PDP has made. It's a statement of contentment. It's a statement of a man ready to serve. It's a statement of a man who will not allow the treasury of Nigeria to be looted. Something that we cannot guarantee from his opponents. Peter has shown contentment. And if you watch that video very well, there was a place was telling them that he used to come to America here when he was governor. People tell him, why don't you buy a house in America? He said, I don't need to buy a house in America. I don't live in America. I have a house in Onitsha, which is where I live. How many of our leaders can say this? And I keep saying it. Peter Obi is the only former governor of Nigeria who is not enjoying humongous pension. He's not even enjoying any pension at all from Anambra State government. You can't say that about Tinubu. Tinubu, before he left office as governor of Lagos State, had already prepared a humongous pension bill, which is now an act of Lagos State Parliament, to enjoy humongous pension. That's a man taking advantage of his position to take care of his own retirement. Peter Obi didn't do that because he's a man contented with what God has given to him. And that is the kind of mentality, the spirit he will run the country. Thank you for watching this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button. Hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And do share this video widely so that Nigerians should be able to understand the kind of leader that Peter Obi is. A leader that is what is required by this nation at this time of its history. God bless you.